All right, so what is one piece of advice you would give someone starting out in the same career that you are in?
Oh, make sure you know it all before you step into it. Because if you step into the tax field and you do not have, I would say, sufficient knowledge about the field, I get a lot of people that are asking me to train them, but they've only gotten their, let's say, their license, or they've only gotten the educational part done.
Yeah.
You need to and then they come because they're lost. They're like, okay, well, now I know the rules, but how do I apply it? Like, how do I put in a file together?
Right.
So before you make the decision of like, okay, I will start my own firm or I will start my own tax business, make sure, please be aware that whatever you learn in books is so different than a hands-on experience.
Yeah.
So it is great to learn all the rules and it is great to do all of that, but when it comes to hands-on experience, how you put up a whole file is a whole different ballgame.
So would you recommend them, go through school, get all their certifications, and then work for someone else for some time to gain that experience and mentorship?
Some people, they just come to me and they go like, hey, I just need to be trained, over how to use, let's say, your software or like different software. So you don't need to work for someone, but just make sure you at least have a background and an idea over how to put a file together. Because rules are good to know, of course, and they're necessary.
Right.
But believe it or not, what may be even more necessary is how you apply those rules and how you put in a tax file together to be able to send it to the IRS and not worry about it being audited or being missing anything. So that's, in my opinion, that's more necessary than, knowing the rules, but then you messed up the whole file.
Yeah.
So even if you know the rules and you sent out the file that's incomplete, the person is messed up. Like the whole file is messed up.
So having a strong mentor or taking a higher level of training to apply the skills that you've learned.
Definitely.
All right. Who has been the most important professional mentor in your life, business related?
Oh, well, thankfully, I had plenty. So every single person that I worked under, when it comes to the business field, has been very supportive, very helpful. And they always offer, hey, if you ever need anything, know that we're here. So it would be unfair if I name one person.
Okay.
But thankfully, I had, I would say, 3 people that were awesome to me and gave me support that I didn't even expect to be, coming from them.
That's great.
So yeah, it's good to have good people on your side.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What's one lesson your job has taught you that you think everyone should learn at some point in their life?
Knowing the rules before you do anything. Like, do not depend on someone else to do anything that is legal for you before you are aware of how it's being done.
Okay.
A lot of people get screwed because of that.
Okay.
A lot of people get in so many troubles because they have, whether it's a language barrier, lack of, knowledge, a lot of people just get, I would say screwed because of that. So definitely do your due diligence and do your homework before you lay something to someone else's hand and be like, hey, take it and do it for me.
Okay.
I would definitely do my homework and just understand how that person is going to be doing that necessary or certain thing that you want them to do. Especially if it's a legal matter, definitely do your homework beforehand. Yes.
What's your favorite productivity hack for entrepreneurs?
I would say the biggest hack you can ever get is connections.
Okay, that's a good one.
That could be your hack to anything, honestly. So making connections, especially in the business field, is very necessary.
Yes.
Because if you're in the business field, you will need some legal advices, tax advices. You ever want to buy a house, you need a person, that understands what they're doing.
Right.
So you're going to be need to a lot of advices while you're making a big purchase. Yeah, I would say you just would have to have enough connections to where, you know, if you fall, you can seek some help without having to go through the hassle of not knowing where to go or feeling lost or any of that. So I would say connections are very important. But I'm not saying don't try if you don't have connections. Connections will come as soon as you start building, but definitely have some cushion in case if anything hits the fan, then you know that you have a person at least to go to, or your cushion might be extra cash that you're saving in case if you try to, let's say, build your own business and it just didn't meet the expectations that you set for it. I would definitely say just have some cushion because that would help you a lot along the way.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as an entrepreneur, what you know is important, but who you know is even more important. What time of day do you get your best work done?
At night.
3 in the morning?
At night, definitely at night.
You're a night owl?
Because I am, but even though if I don't want to, I'm gonna have to be. Because during the day I get a lot of walk-ins, a lot of calls, a lot of emails. So I have so many people that are contacting me. Plus, I do also work with a lot of clients. Like a big part of my clients are in different states, so out of Texas as well. So the people that are out of the state, they send me their stuff expecting me to work on it, right? Like as fast as I can, of course. But then I get some walk-ins. And now it's either of course I can't leave the people that are like right there in front of me. So in order for me to be able to get back as quick as I possibly can to those online files is if I stay at night when it's quiet, everyone's asleep, and that's where that's when I get most of the work done.
If you could start another business tomorrow, what would it be?
Oh gosh. I have been, one of my biggest goals that until now I'm still working towards, even though I know I do have my own business, but one day I want to own a commercial building. And that's one of my bigger, I'm not gonna say biggest, because I just create new goals along the way. So I would say
a typical entrepreneur.
So I would say definitely owning like a commercial tower or a big commercial building is one of my goals that I'm currently also working towards.
And ASK tax specialist would be on the top floor, of course, right?
Of course.
Collecting all the rent.